Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to All Things Social Security. I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at Joy Disability. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy the video. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Drake Brown says, if anyone is willing, please stay positive as you wait. I'm praying that all hearts are softened to your circumstances. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That was very nice. Like it says, I told the judge about my accommodations at work, what I did in order to work, like taking breaks every hour to apply ice pack, lidocaine patches, and left early often because I needed to take pain meds. All right, so this is going to bring up a point. Trika's saying she told the judge about accommodations she either gave to herself or they officially gave to her. If this was a time period where she, just know this. If you have accommodated work like that in your past relevant work period, that's that 5-year period they have to consider whether you could still do that job. They will take that job as accommodated and say, can she do it accommodated? Can she do accommodated today? Not the real job that it normally is, but can she do accommodated today? And that makes your case a little bit harder for the one point that they have to prove. Now, Trike, I think you said you were 45, so this really doesn't matter for you as much because you had to climb a mountain anyway, girl, and you did it. So it didn't hurt you. But just know that if you're describing accommodated work that you successfully got that allowed you to do that job for X period of time, when they look at back to decide if you pass step 4, yeah, that's it. See that redness? That will now be a job that's easier for them to prove you can still do. Doesn't mean they will prove you're still, but it's you're making your job harder. Now, if you know that you can prove it without a doubt, you can't do it accommodated. I mean, you can say it and you left the job, so the circumstances are there. But is it medically proven that that would be too much? That's and you successfully did that, Trigger. If a person doesn't have that to bring themselves down another exertional notch of capability, then that job could be the one that sinks the person. Because remember, past relevant work is as it is normally performed in the industry or how you actually performed it. And if it's accommodated, that means it was actually easier. And that means it's harder to disprove. Just adding that in there. Doesn't affect Trika because she got an A++ on this one. Ruby says, I'm back. Good to see you back, girl. Good to see you too. Willie says, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That is amazingly true. I mean, I've been on both sides. I've been at jobs that I hated. I was telling you guys how my dad got me when I was like 22, being so unhappy on Sundays because I had to go to work on Mondays in the finance field in Newark, New Jersey. And he brought me a depression brochure. I'm not kidding. We're talking like 1989, 1990. And I'm like, Dad, I'm not depressed. I just hate my job. And it was full time and I commuted an hour and 20 minutes to get, the whole, I'm going to be a little executive silliness coming out of college. And I hated it so much. That's when I quit and went to law school 2 years later. I stuck it out for 2 years and I'm like, I'm so out of here. So I know what it's like to drag yourself to a job. And I look at young people, including my own children who are now of working age. And well, my daughter kind of likes her job now. But, they go in with, particularly her, high expectations. You would think if you're a hard worker, people are going to be nice to you and everything's going to be perfect the way it should be. Nice people are nice to nice people, right? But there's always some bad eggs in there. And sometimes it's a manager and sometimes it's a coworker that makes your life miserable. I remember having jobs that were kind of miserable, scrubbing kitchen pans and stuff like that. I worked at a catering hall and did catering. This was like in college years. And, hard work, but you got a nice paycheck at the end of the month, relatively to being unskilled and everything else. And that's not fun. I'm not a big cleaner. I just look at my office. But I had fun doing it. I worked with someone who was my best friend at the time. And we'd be working 10:30 at night, scrubbing these things and trying to make their kitchen look better. And because you're working with someone nice and you're having, you're smiling, having fun, talking, it was not bad. But if you don't have like that nice atmosphere and all you need is one mean person to make you their weotch and pick on you, it ruins everything. I think many of us have been here. I don't know about you guys, but I know girls are sensitive to this, I think. Guys kind of let stuff roll off maybe a little bit better. At least they used to. I don't know. They're a little softer these days. But yeah, I think I love what I do. And because, Willie, I think one of the reasons why I did it on my own is because I can't tolerate mean people. Like right now, I can just, nobody's going to be mean in my presence, and nobody that works for me. I mean, it would just not be tolerated. Like you're either with the mojo or you're not, you know. But I know bigger companies can't do that. I get it.